Hello and welcome to the Daily Line at BetRepublic.com. It's Monday, February 22nd. We've got some college basketball to talk about. I'm Jarvis Symes, your host. With me is handicapper Greg Dempson. Greg, it's a small card tonight in college, but There's a couple of games you've got your eye on. We're going to run through a few of those. How are you feeling after the weekend?
Good. Saturday's always a tough day, Jarvis. 100 games on the board, and then there's first halves and over and unders, and my goodness. It's a full-time job just to whittle that down to about 8 or 9 betting opportunities.
Yeah, there was
just an amazing card this past Saturday.
There was a huge card of the weekend. We noticed it. You said 7 pages worth of games.
Yeah.
Tonight's a smaller card. We're going to start things off with West Virginia playing against UConn. Line on the game, West Virginia laying points. Now, West Virginia is 0-7 straight up in its last 7 trips to UConn. Now they're laying points, so you're looking at some value with UConn getting points in this situation?
Yeah, this is a tough venue. Connecticut, tough to win at home, although they were defeated earlier at home by Marquette. So this is a tough spot. West Virginia went into Pittsburgh, and they played triple overtime, not this Saturday, the Saturday before, and they ended up losing. It's tough to win on the road. And they're both competitive programs. West Virginia, obviously, much better. -1 originally opening at Jarvis and up to 2.5 points. But I found something here. After playing 15-plus games during the regular season here, if you back the better defensive and they're a better average to better ball handling team, they allow 40% or less shooting ability, and they're matched up against an average defensive team, not a bad one, but not quite as good as UConn, 42.5% to 45%. And you have a line in this price range, plus or minus 3 points. By backing the underdog in this spot, UConn, 55 and 19, 74% Jarvis, going back to 1997. And the kicker that you like, they're 5-0 against the spread this season, 27 and 8 the last 3 seasons when backing the Huskies in this situation.
And as you've seen, as you mentioned, we've seen some line movement in this game, but it's gone from 1 point to 2.5, so that still completely qualifies for this profile play. 5-0 so far this year. That is a number I like because it's been perfect. 74% is also strong numbers. Play is on for Greg, UConn plus 2.5 points. Let's go to one other game I know you've got your eye on. This is a matchup with Kansas, the number 1 ranked team, laying 21.5 points. Oklahoma, the total is 146.5. Now, last year when these teams met on the 23rd of February, right around this time last year, Kansas was only laying 2 points.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma managed to win the game straight up by 9 points. What's changed in this profile?
Last year they're laying less than a field goal. This year they're laying more than 3 touchdowns.
Exactly.
It's just based on talent on hand. Kansas is a program that they just bring in, you're going to lose starters every year, but the graduating class, the depth of that team compared to the depth of the Oklahoma team is why you have the haves and the have-nots there. So that's why the line's that high. Wouldn't take the points, wouldn't lay the points. What I do like is the under in the first half. When you have a total in this price range between 65.5 and 70.5 points, and you've got a good shooting team that applies to Kansas.
And we're seeing a total of 69.5 right now in the first half.
Yes, in this spot. Tonight, the system, by betting the under in the first half, it's 23 overs, 58 unders, that's 72%.
Right.
Backing the under, going all the way back to 1997. And this season, we've had 10 tries in this system. It's 8-2 when betting on the under. So 80% this year. I like Kansas and Oklahoma under 69.5 points in the first half.
Excellent. So 2 selections for today. Greg, do you want to recap them for us?
Sure. First game, 7 o'clock start, ESPN. We're going to take the dog, Connecticut Huskies at home, plus 2.5. And the final game we're going to play in the first half only, play the first half under 69.5 points, Oklahoma and Kansas. And that's it, Jarvis.
There's 2 plays from the NCAA for Monday, February 22nd. You can get more information on the college card as well as the NBA, Olympics, hockey, all the pro sports that we can bet on at BetRepublic.com. Come by, pop by the stadiums, check them out. We'll see you at Bet Republic.